My name's Lucas Grant, 34. I manage a small hardware store in Missouri. I moved into the house about 2 months ago. Single story, 3 bedrooms. The third one is at the very end of the hallway. That's the one. Nothing special about it. Same carpet, same walls, just a little colder. Not noticeably, just enough that you feel it if you stop moving. My dog is a German Shepherd named Milo, 5 years old, calm, well-trained. Not the kind of dog that spooks easily. First day we moved in. He walked through every room, kitchen, living room, my bedroom, but when he got to the hallway, he slowed down, ears up, then stopped halfway, right before that last door. I called him, told him to come on. He didn't move, just stood there, staring at the carpet, not the door, the floor, right in front of it, like something was there. I walked over, opened the door, nothing inside, empty room, no furniture, no smell I could notice. I stepped in, turned around, Milo was still in the hallway, wouldn't cross the threshold. I laughed it off. Some dogs don't like new spaces, that's normal. I left the door open, figured he'd get used to it. He didn't. Days passed, same reaction. Every time he walked down that hallway, he stopped at the same spot. Never closer, never farther. Always the same exact distance. Like there was a line he couldn't cross. I tested it once. Put a treat just inside the room. His favorite kind. He walked up to the doorway, lowered his head, stretched his neck forward, but his paws stayed planted. He wouldn't step in, not even for that. That bothered me, because Milo isn't stubborn. If he wants something, he goes for it, unless something stops him. I told myself it was a smell. Maybe something died in the walls. Maybe there was mold. That made sense. I checked, pulled up a corner of the carpet, looked under it. Nothing. No stains, no dampness. I even had a guy from work come by. Name's Derek Henson, 41, does basic home repair. I didn't tell him everything, just said the room smelled off. He walked in, stood there for a minute, then shrugged. Slight draft, maybe, nothing major. That was it. No reaction, no hesitation. He didn't feel anything wrong. That should have settled it. It didn't, because Milo still wouldn't go in, not once. At night, it got worse. He started avoiding the hallway completely. If he needed water, he'd wait. If his toy rolled down there, he left it. That's not like him. One night, I woke up around 3 a.m. I didn't check the time, but it felt like that time. The house was quiet, too quiet. Milo was on the floor next to my bed, except he wasn't lying down. He was sitting, facing the bedroom door, completely still, ears forward. I whispered his name. He didn't react, just kept staring. That's when I heard it, from the hallway, a soft, dragging sound, like something moving across carpet, slow, measured. I sat up, listened. The sound stopped, just like that. I got out of bed, walked to the door, opened it. The hallway was empty, every door closed, except one, the room at the end. The door was open. I was sure I closed it earlier. I always do, not for any reason, just habit. I stood there for a while, looking down the hallway, trying to think of something normal. Maybe I forgot. Maybe it didn't latch. That happens. I told myself that. Then I stepped into the hallway. Milo stayed in the bedroom, didn't follow me, didn't even move. I walked toward the room, slow. Each step felt heavier, like I was moving through something thicker than air. I reached the doorway, looked inside, empty, same as always. But something felt wrong, not in the room, at the doorway, like I was standing in the wrong place. I stepped back, closed the door, went back to bed, didn't sleep much after that. The next morning, Milo wouldn't leave the bedroom at all, not even for food. I had to bring his bowl to him. That's when I noticed something else, something small. At the bottom of that hallway door, the one to the room, a thin line, in the carpet, like something had been dragged, back and forth, over and over, right across the threshold, exactly where Milo always stops. I tried to ignore it, that line in the carpet. I told myself it was from furniture, previous owner, maybe a chair dragged across it. That made sense. Except, it didn't stop at the wall, it stopped at the doorway, like whatever made it never crossed into the room. I vacuumed over it, tried to smooth it out. It didn't change. The fibers were bent too deep, like it had been done, repeatedly. That night, I decided to close the door earlier than usual, before it got dark, before anything could feel different. I shut it, checked the latch, made sure it clicked. I stood there for a second, hand still on the knob, waiting. Nothing happened. That should have been enough. It wasn't. Milo stayed close to me all evening, closer than usual, wouldn't leave my side. Even when I went to the kitchen, even when I went to the bathroom. He followed, except when I got near the hallway. Then he stopped. Every time. Same spot. Same line in the carpet. He wouldn't cross it. Around midnight. I turned off the lights, went to bed. Milo jumped up this time. He never sleeps on the bed, but he did that night, pressed against me, like he didn't want space between us. I fell asleep eventually, not sure when, but I woke up again, same time feeling. Middle of the night, complete silence. Milo wasn't next to me anymore. I sat up, looked around the room. He was at the door, standing, staring at it, not scratching, just waiting. I got up, walked over, put my hand on the handle. That's when I heard it, from the other side. Soft, careful, scratching, but not random, not like an animal. Slow, deliberate. 3 lines. Pause. 3 lines again, like a pattern. I froze, because Milo was inside with me. He couldn't be on the other side. The scratching continued, same rhythm, same careful pressure, like something trying not to make noise, but still needing to be heard. Milo let out a low sound, not a bark, not a growl, something in between. I shouldn't have opened the door, I know that now. But I did, just a crack, just enough to look. The hallway was empty, no movement, no sound. The scratching stopped instantly. I opened the door wider, stepped out, checked the hallway. Nothing, everything normal, except one thing, the door at the end, the room. It was open again. I know I closed it. I checked it. I remember the click. I walked toward it. Milo didn't follow. He stayed behind me, whining now. Soft, desperate. I reached the doorway, stopped at the threshold. Same spot he always stops. I looked down, at the line in the carpet, and for the first time, I noticed something I missed before. It wasn't just a line, it was multiple, thin, parallel, like fingers, dragging back and forth, over and over, from inside the room, up to the threshold, and stopping there. I felt something then, not in the room, at my feet, like I was standing exactly where something else had been, for a long time. I stepped back, closed the door, locked it. I don't even know why I locked it. There's no lock on that door, but I still turned the handle like there was. That night, I didn't sleep. I stayed in the living room, lights on. Milo curled up next to me, didn't leave my side once. Morning came. Nothing felt different. Sunlight made everything look normal again, safe. I almost convinced myself it was all in my head, until I walked down the hallway, past the bedroom doors, toward the end. I stopped, because Milo wasn't behind me. I turned around. He was at the same spot as always, staring at the floor, refusing to move. I looked down at the carpet, at that line, and then I saw it move, just slightly, the fibers shifting, like something underneath them, dragging itself forward, trying to cross into the hallway, trying to reach me and stopping, right where Milo always does. I took a step back. It moved again, just enough to follow. Only when I moved, never on its own, like it needed me, to show it where to go. Milo started barking then, loud, panicked, not at the room, at me, at my feet. I haven't gone near that hallway since. I keep Milo close, I keep every door shut, but it doesn't matter anymore, because this morning, I found the same lines in the carpet, just outside my bedroom door. My dog won't go near the room at the end of the hallway, not walk past it, not even look at it. He just stops, every time, and stares at the floor like he's waiting for something to move. I thought it was a smell at first, or maybe something in the walls. That made sense, until the night I closed that door and heard him scratching to get inside.